Welcome to the unit about verifying that claim information is the same as patient information. What we're going to use is a sample claim, or rather an example claim, for a completely fictitious clinic and completely fictitious patient. What you see here on the left-hand side is the patient's information as taken from the super bill or charge sheet, there are a variety of names for this, that is taken from the practice for the patient seen that day. This is the practice information up here. Here's the patient's ID information. Then this is the date of service, copayment, and diagnosis codes and CPT codes. Those should be represented on the electronic version of the CMS 1500. What we are using to document that is actually the paper version of the CMS 1500 currently in use. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top with the blocks of the CMS 1500. Make sure that we can identify if this is the correct patient information or if we have an error that needs to be checked and corrected before it's sent to the payer. Now, first of all, our patient here is, according to the claim form that we're getting ready to submit, is Kirsten Milk. According to the date of service, this is Karsten Milk. So already we have a spelling issue. We have the same address. We have the same guarantor. We have the same relations to self. All of these things. And we have the same ID number and date of birth. However, we run into a problem right here when it says the gender is male. So it's not potentially just a spelling error. We have Kirsten and Karsten, and we have a gender under Kirsten is female. The gender under Karsten is male. We saw a male patient today, so consequently we need to look down and see if we have the right patient account that we're using to bill or not. The rest of the information that we'll look at is the coding information. That part hasn't changed. So we have the correct ICD code, we have the correct date of service, we have the correct CPT code, we have the correct charges, or cost rather, and the correct copay, which was collected from the patient. We have the correct doctor and NPI. We have the correct practice and location, which is all filled out here in block 31, and the tax ID number, which is block 25. So we have all of that information correct. What we need to then look for is what could possibly be wrong in this case that we have such inconsistencies with the gender and the name. So what we see here is that the patient ID for this patient that we actually saw in the office is MILK002, but the patient account number that we have listed as our outgoing claim is a completely different account number. So that means that what we need to look at is, do we have multiple accounts, or did we simply pick the wrong patient as we were keying the data? So as you can see, when we're verifying that claim data is correct and ready to be sent out to the payer, we need to verify everything from the patient account information to the gender, the spelling of the name, the practice location, and everything else that goes on this form. So as you can see, or if you prepared the CMS 1500 lecture before, you can see that there are 33 blocks on this form, and all of them need to be correctly represented in order for this to be a clean claim. What we do at this point is go back to our practice management system, choose the correct patient, starting with this patient's account here, and choose the correct actual patient in our practice management service. Then we can start over and recreate the claim correctly. Thank you for listening.